Okay, so today I'm going to teach you how you can make your own graphical user interface, like the ones you see in some games, like, for example, this one. No, I don't need you. Express game bar, go away. But, as you can guess, they build things with, like, buttons, and things you can drag, and drop. And today, we're going to be building our own one of these. It's not going to be anywhere near as complicated, but it'll be a first step. So, I'm here to guide you through the step-by-step process. So first, what you're going to want to do is open up your Microsoft Store if you're on Windows 10, and search just for Python. I said Python. And download the latest version. In my case, it is 3.9. Once it decides to load, give it a second, you click install. Okay, there it goes. So now that it's installing, if you're not on Mac, if you're not on Windows, sorry, you'll need to go to python.org. And once it loads up, you'll need to grab a download from there. This is a great time to like and subscribe. See here, we've got our Windows download, our Mac download, and some downloads for some other platforms. So once you have your Python, okay, come on. Okay, yeah, I get it. Would you like to install right now? No, not update Cortana. I don't need Cortana. Technical difficulties. Oh, there it goes. So give it a few seconds. And the system requirements for this is on the Microsoft Store is Windows 10. And now we are downloading Python 3.9. I'll come see you when it's done. Alright! Installed. So open up our command prompt. And as you can see, I'm on the latest version of Windows. It isn't a requirement, but it's always good. And then, so here. So first, you need to type pip. You'll want to update your version of pip. So you do pip install upgrade pip. So here you'll have the latest version of pip. So it's going to process this. Okay, so now that you have this, you don't need to worry about the warnings. Just type pip3 install 30. So we're building a graphical user interface, something that almost every application nowadays has. Like you see in this. This is a graphical user interface. 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 Almost everything has a graphical user interface. So now, what we need to do is pip3 install. Oh, we've already done that. I'm stumbling over myself. So here, you don't need this command prompt anymore. You can just exit out of this. And you can close your Microsoft Store as well. So open up Python, and you want the idle specifically. And it's going to take you into the shell. Just click New File, and then you can close the shell. Now, save this file, inside of any folder you like. I'll choose my documents. And let's say gui.py as the name. You need the py at the end, but hence I'm digress, but save. So now, let's say from that 0 that we just imported, that we just installed, we're gonna import our app. And our app, let's say make our app and click and have the title be say hello world. And then we'll want to display our app. So from typing 3 lines of code, we can run using Fn F5, or you can do file, run, and then run module. So now that we have our app, hello world, you can see there's nothing inside, but we'll work on that. But you can see we have the title, hello world. From there, you can just take the shell and your program is still running. Do you want to kill it? Yes. And that'll end the app. How about we also grab some text from that module that we imported and call it and make some welcome text. That being some text where and you always need to say where its boss is. Its boss is app. It's the app. And then we'll have the text set to welcome to my first app, or whatever comes to your mind. You can put anything in that text field. And then we'll need to save. And then we can run again using F5. And then you can see we have some wonderful text. So once again, you can kill it. And what else would we like to have? I don't know. Sometimes we type in our password inside of a text box. So why don't we make a text box? And set it and call it my name. To have the person type in their name. It won't actually appear there, but you'll see it later. And then make a new text box. Its boss's app. And then we don't put in anything. So we can just put in app. We can just say app. That's it. And now we have the text box. Although you may notice that this text box is really small, and maybe you want it a little bit bigger if you want to put in some more text. So it also takes, if you put in comma and set the width to 100, maybe. Now, if I relaunch my app, if I save and relaunch my app, you can see that my text box is much bigger. Hello, this is a much bigger text box. So once again, you can just close out your app. And how about, and what else do we find in user interfaces? Well, we see a lot of buttons. So how about we make one? So import the push button. And then we'll call an update text button, which will be a push button. And we'll say this boss's app. The command that we want to run is update text. Oh, update text. You'll need to put a button on the end of here if you want it to work properly. And then just leave that at that for now. We can make this more later. So here, then you'll want to right there say define update. That update text function that we're trying to call. And it doesn't need a command line argument. So here. And then we'll want to say the welcome text's value is equal to the value that's in the text box. And I have called them my name and welcome text, but if you call them something else, you'll need to put that name here for it to work properly. And then you can just save. And welcome to my first app. Here's your button. So if I put in hello world, I can click the button and it will say hello world. I'm sure you don't want your button text just to say button. So how about we say, specify a third parameter and say text update text. Update text. And call this button update text. Now you can save and run. And the button is now called update text. Everything still works the way it should. And the last thing that we find in most user interfaces is a slider. So let's import a slider. And then I'm going to call this size slider and set it equal to a slider. With boss's app, its command and is change text size. And thus we can set the beginning to 10, I guess, on this in this situation, and then the end to 80. And then here we'll need to create that function that we put in. So we'll define change text size. This time we're gonna have a slider value as an argument. So, and then here, all we wanted to really do in here is this welcome text dot size. So a different property of this is equal to the slider value. So simple yet effective. What do we have here in it? Okay, I think I've probably broken something. Okay. Give me 1 second to fix this. So if you get an error like this, the most recent call is last. So the most recent one is last. So you generally want, when you're looking at an error message, you want to start at the top. So here I'm going to start with this. The file in line 10, so we count the lines 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's in our slider line. Okay. It says initiate got an unexpected keyboard argument begin. So there's something wrong with this. We probably need to also add a text. Maybe that's what it's looking for. Text size. And you can see if you missed an argument. In this case, that's not the case. And then another tool in our thing is to look at documentation. So you can usually find documentation. It's like sort of like a user's manual of a program that somebody builds. So here we can just say, type in degree0 documentation. So here we can find, usually GitHub is a good place to go. And then here, you must add in widgets. So here, this is a little bit of the thing that we have done here. So this is message, text, for the individual widgets. So here, we'll go find our widgets. What do we want? We want a slider. See, there's so much more, but I'll teach you that later. Okay. So you need to start a command. A width. So you can create so what do we need here? So it looks like, what did I forget? Get. I'm pretty sure that I haven't forgotten any text. We can just remove all of this and just save. Well, no, we need to remove the comma. Let's just try not having any of this. There. Now this works. We have our lovely little slider. Alright, so that's it for today. Unless, well, no, let's try one more thing. One last thing. Inserting a picture. So here, let's have our, I chose a robot because it's something I had on hand. So I'll name it something, robot picture, and say picture, app. And then it has to be in the same directory as where you save the file. So I have it in here, and it has to be a GIF picture. And then, so you do robot.gif, save, and I can run it. And we've got our little robot GIF. So overall, how does it work? Check. So here, that is your first app. This is your first graphical user interface built with Python. Anyway, so like and subscribe. So like and subscribe. If you're stuck, leave a comment. And be glad to help you out. Yeah. So anyways, that's the end of the video, and stuck, leave a comment, and I'll be glad to help you out. As always, this is somewhat bewildering, and this was making your first graphical user interface. If you like this and want to see a more complex version, then how about then share this video with your friends and leave a comment. Okay, I'll see you in the next one.